fun. So they could change the color of your shirt to pink or purple or...
We're having fun here with Prudential Utah Real Estate. We got Rob, Jim, and Deb. Hello. How are you guys doing?
Hello, Joe. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy March.
Yeah, happy March. Yeah. And what was it? We got St. Patrick's Day coming up, and as we were saying, Mardi Gras just a day or two ago.
March is a month of party.
Wow. I'll say it is. But, it's also a month to start looking at it's spring. People get that fever of getting a new home.
Correct.
Start thinking about moving into something new. So excited to talk about that. But I thought maybe this time we kind of break it down and go back a little old school and talk about some of the basic stuff a little bit. So the types of properties that we have here in Park City, as well as the community itself and different areas. I thought maybe we break it down a little bit. So why don't we start with the types of properties that people are looking at around here?
Well, let's start first of all with real estate is geographic.
That's right.
Whether it's your neck of the woods, whether it's Salt Lake, whether it's back east, whether it's geographic, and it's even geographic in Park City.
Sure.
So there's everything from entry-level condos to mega homes up in Upper Deer Valley and the Colony.
That's right. It makes sense you say it's geographic. I mean, we're talking about buying property and a home on top of it, so it makes perfect sense.
Right.
So when we talk about Park City, it's unique. It's in that it is a recreation town. It is a tourist destination, worldwide tourist destination. Can you tell us a little more about each of these individuals as far as the types of properties and what one might be looking at if one was looking for one? What kind of things they're looking at?
Well, I mean, it just kind of depends on the person right now. We're getting a lot of people coming in town for spring break, and so you see a lot of people looking for that second home, that second condo. You see some sellers a little bit more motivated towards the end of the season here, but you also start seeing people thinking about coming here for the summer and trying that out and looking for a permanent residence and getting their kids here for the fall for the school season. Yeah,
absolutely. Now, would we say that the properties right now that are hot, the ones that are really moving, would a specific group of these fall into that? Are condos the things that are really happening right now, or second homes the big one? Are the large scale homes? Which ones are really the ones that are moving?
What we're really lacking in inventory are homes, the lower priced homes right now.
Okay. So
people, you're saying spring fever, people wanting to get back into the market and starting to look for a home. There's just not that much to choose from under $1 million in all of Park City.
Wow.
And people don't realize, since we're such a small community, how diverse we are in that smallness.
Right.
Because we've got, the all the way from Deer Valley within the town limits here to Park Meadows. And there's just a lot of different things going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the east side is growing, though. Is that right? I mean, we could say that, certainly, I imagine.
Well, the east side is certainly growing, but let's keep in mind that when people move to our area, they're moving here for specific things. Typically, it would be recreation, definitely the schools. So if people have children of school age, they want to be in the Park. Their choice is to be in the Park City School District because of our ranking nationally. So with that, yes, the east side is growing, but keep in mind that Park City in and of itself has a limited amount of inventory, so which is driving prices up. For instance, Park Meadows, anything that comes on the market typically under $1.2 million is snapped up very, very quickly. However, if you are in Lower Deer Valley up in the Hidden Meadows area, there's a lot of inventory for sale up there. So
really?
Absolutely.
I'm sort of surprised about that one, I suppose.
As are we, but up in Upper Deer Valley, there's thin inventory.
Wow.
Well, right now there's 15 homes under $1 million in the city limits. I was just looking at that for a client last night. So, there is a little bit of inventory, but like Deb and Jim said, something under $1 million or even $1.2 million comes up, people are looking at it right away, and that is forcing people outside of town to some different areas as well.
Well, indeed, I think that's what we're definitely seeing as we see some of the expansion. Does that mean that there's new home starts too? Are we seeing some of that as well?
Definitely new home starts, but there's either spec or they're custom. There's no enclave of homes coming on in the Park City proper area.
Right, yeah, we're not seeing any big builders coming in and starting new communities out.
At this time, there's no land.
Yeah. which is an interesting situation, isn't it? When we start talking about that about a community when there isn't room to move.
That's right. There's a
up.
little lot here and there's a little pocket there, but generally speaking, at this time, there's no chunk of land that somebody's going to be building $500,000 and $600,000 homes on.
Which explains something, because a couple of months ago we talked about the fact that, for instance, over at Summit Park, there was some property. But those properties have been picked up pretty fast, haven't they? In fact, that's the biggest. I mean, if we were talking about one thing that's going to sell right away, a piece of property is going to go fast.
Vacant land, if it's priced right. Now, again, buyers are interested. They'd like to buy, but they're not going to buy ridiculous.
Right. So what can we expect? Jim, talk about what you see coming up here in the next couple months as far as
Well, let's talk about
home
just the
sales.
next month.
Okay.
And this is the last hurrah for our winter visitor. So during that time period, we have a lot of winter visitors in town looking for second homes, condominiums, and so forth. So that market is fairly busy for us right now, and that will shortly be followed by people, as you suggested, looking in the spring to move into town as a primary resident. But right now, we've got the secondary home, market is real busy with a lot of showings of properties.
So I guess this brings upon us another question, especially when we're talking about second homes and what have you. What are your favorite locations right now? Obviously, it sounds like Deer Valley would be one of them.
Well, Deer Valley is certainly a favorite location, but that's the second home and the investor product.
So that fills what Jim's saying is need there.
Which answers your question is, or goes to another question is, okay, what's my favorite area? What are you looking for? Really?
Yeah,
I mean, are you looking for
exactly.
a condo to live in? Are you looking for privacy? Are you looking for a home under $600,000? So it's geographic. Tell me what your favorite thing, what your hot button is, and I can tell you where my favorite area is.
Yeah,
And
and
the
you're
whole
spending a
golf
lot of
thing-
time doing that, I'm
The
sure.
whole golf thing plays in too,
Right.
Because then we switch kind of from that ski mountain mentality to the golf course
I'm
mentality.
surprised you can make that leap, Jim. We know how much you like skiing.
Well, he goes to biking. He doesn't go to golf. He goes to the bike.
That's interesting. Well, so as we talk about this and look at what people's needs are and their wants, I think the one thing that we've determined here without much doubt is that given the fact that things are going to get snapped up pretty quickly, and it seems that that's the case regardless of what you're looking for, you better have somebody on your side looking for you on a daily basis.
Well, here's my takeaway message, and I thought about this morning. When somebody comes to me and says, I can't afford Park City, absolutely you can. Can I find you a slopeside condo for $200,000? No, but if you want to be in the Park City school system,
right?
in your price point, we can probably find you something. So don't hesitate.
Well, I think we should take a break then and go find something for me. How about
There you
that?
go.
Sounds great.
Guys, I want to thank you as always for being here. There's so much good information, and like I said, it seems to me that you're in a real hurting status if you don't have somebody on your side looking for you right now. Because
absolutely.
It's, as you said, this market is probably, well, it's certainly the fastest moving in Utah. There's no doubt, but one of the fastest in the country. So
Gotta be ready.
Takes three good folks working on it to keep
right.
you get you in the right place.
Takes a team.
That's
Yep.
right. Well, thank you again, Prudential Utah Real Estate. The website address.
Lee Hartley, LeaHartley.com.
All
Come
right.
visit us.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
guys.
Joe.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely, as always.
See you in April.
Indeed, you will.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back, we've got more. We've got an Olympian right here on our show, and I'm pretty excited to introduce you to her, as well as Westminster College. All of that is coming your way right after this.